Today, we're watching some videos on why men are ditching singles events and how modern women are absolutely devastated by it. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one.
Hey, how y'all doing? What's going on, sister? How are you?
Hey.
What's going on, sister?
Hey.
Y'all doing all right?
Good evening.
Hey, sister, you doing okay?
Girl, I'm good. How are you?
Oh. Any men been here so far?
No, not yet.
You serious?
Not yet.
Guess I better give you something to eat, right?
That's right.
It should be called a ladies' event at this point.
I got my third plate. Oh, a dude's walking in now. I see him. Okay. Fine. Oh, he has a girl. That's the third couple tonight.
Holy look at all this damage!
You later?
What?
As you can see in this event, no men are being seen.
It honestly pains me to see women constantly explaining to men that they would rather be alone than to be in a relationship with them.
Okay, but why?
They don't understand. They don't understand because the cognitive dissonance.
Well, that's an interesting theory.
They can't imagine because they can't do it. They can't be alone. Literally, they ruminate when they're alone.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Their mind wanders all over the place. They hate their own company.
Men are incredibly comfortable being alone, and it is known.
Well, actually, contrary to those statements, there are actually quite a large number of men that really do choose to remain single because they actually find it to be more peaceful.
A man cannot stand the thought of being alone.
Why you always lying? Why?
So he cannot believe you when you say you're happier alone. They can't do it, so they can't imagine that you can do it. They honestly believe that you're lying.
We can't care. That's what we can't.
Why do so many individuals insist on leaving out very crucial words in these types of statements, such as the word some?
Stop trying to convince them that you're happier alone. We know we are. Just be alone.
That's the thing. She makes
I'm
generalizations.
starting to think that a lot of these individuals out there have not really spoken to a wide variety of men. Because like I said, there are already a lot of men out there who have decided that, for many of the same reasons that women do, remaining single is honestly the most peaceful route that they can take.
It's better to stay single than to be in a toxic relationship. Being single is so peaceful. No one to lie to you, cheat on you, or hurt you.
A lot of men already are losing so much interest in dating. A lot of men won't even date anymore, period. And if we keep treating men the way that we currently do, this is gonna be just a normal thing. All the men who still have hope and are still dating are just gonna stop.
And men have no issue stopping because we are not ruled or motivated by our feelings.
We need to come to a middle ground so everybody can be happy in relationships.
Some men genuinely will not approach you if they know they can't afford you.
Facts.
I beg your pardon?
And that kind of makes me feel better. I'm like, all right, well, it's not me, it's you. It is you.
Literally.
Just because you believe so doesn't make it true.
And I saw this TikTok too that said sometimes it's just God's protection that you don't get approached often. And I've also embraced that.
You serious?
I love that. Like, I prefer to have less numbers in my phone, less men that have access to me. Like, I actually don't mind if I don't get someone approaching me for the night or a number that night. Like, I'm totally okay with that. I'd rather be, you know, more of a qualified lead than just another number in my phone.
Trust me, no one wants to.
Most of my guy friends are single right now, and this is why. Talking about my friends, they're hustlers. And so in their mind, they're thinking not only would a girl be kind of a distraction right now, but the girl that they could get right now is nowhere near as good as the one that they could get in 5 years when they're richer, when they're more successful, when they're more established.
That's how men invest in everything, because they know it is worth the wait.
First of all, it's really easy to say that you don't want a relationship when a woman doesn't want a relationship with you. Women have collectively decided to raise their standards, and the truth is a lot of men these days don't meet those standards. A man being able to only pay the light bill is not going to cut it.
Congratulations, now he won't pay for anything. Good luck with that.
Women want financial stability. This isn't new. Y'all try to act like it's new, but it's not. Back in the days when women didn't have bank accounts, didn't have jobs, they did select partners who could financially provide for them and their future children.
Back then, there was something called values and respect.
Stop acting like women these days are so new and what's wrong with them and this is so revolutionary and these are modern women. Women have always expected a man to provide. You're modern because you expect a woman to split bills with you, and no woman in history has ever been asked that.
Huh? If you're a woman who has gone through your education, you've dedicated yourself to achieving a degree, you know, your mother's generation wasn't able to achieve this, and you're the first person that's maybe gone to uni or got a bachelor's or got a master's or got a PhD, and then you spend some time in a career grinding away and you now earn 150 grand a year, you think, right, I'm 31, I'd love to settle down, this would be amazing for me.
But reality says otherwise.
Where are all of the men at? Hang on a second. And what you realize is that not only now are you competing with all of the other increasing cohort of women that are high achievers with status, employment, and education, but you're also competing with a 21-year-old barista who still lives at home with her parents for this small cohort of guys. That requires sympathy for women, okay? That is not a good position for women to be in. 50% of men say that they are not looking for a relationship. You are a man. You have been through your 20s. You know the power of the male sex drive between the ages of 18 and 30. Can you imagine getting yourself into a situation where you say, I'm not bothered about pursuing women?
That is not for the faint of heart. That is only for dedicated, disciplined men.
This isn't on incel forums. This is Pew Research.
Been single for 10 years now. Best decision I made in my life. I'm 33, a virgin for life, and single. Life is so peaceful.
Third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. So I've got a question for the men. So my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys.
We are done. That's all about it.
Tell me why you're done.
You know, I'm seeing more and more of these videos, and honestly, it makes me sad because guys have told women why. We've made it very clear why we're walking away. And we're walking away in droves, and it's only going to get worse because you're not hearing why we're walking away. It's very simple.
When men say no, it's never about any standards. It's when we are badly treated.
Don't read between the lines. Hear these words. There is absolutely no benefit anymore to being in a relationship with a woman for a man. None. Zero. Zilch. Especially when you consider the risk compared to any potential reward.
If we're ever going to get back into the game, we need to be convinced by actions, not just words.
Roughly 55% of marriages end in divorce and the guy loses everything. Add into it all the relationships where they weren't married and the guy lost access to his kids and had to pay mountains of child support and so on. When you really look at it, there's less than a 1 in 4 chance of having a successful relationship.
The risks are simply greater than the benefits.
Woman says the reason why a lot of us can't find a man is because we're too busy pursuing an education or going after a career that by the time we look up from all of our degrees, there's no MA in there. For the longest time, women have been socially conditioned into thinking that we must dedicate 100% of ourselves into becoming the perfect mate.
While men, on the other hand, multitask between their personal and professional lives.
So that one day we can find a man. It has gotten to the point now that women believe that we have to choose between getting an education, pursuing a career, and being a wife and having a man. Men do not have to choose that. A man could be a husband and a businessman. A man could be a spouse and a hard worker. But somewhere along the lines, women have been labeled incompetent and unable to do both. And well, I don't like that.
Ah, shit. Had to go again.
Okay, this is a call out to all my girls over 50 and single, especially if you've been married a long time, because getting out there is like, holy what is going on? I told my therapist, oh, I want a man that stands in his power. I think she was laughing her ass off at me, okay? Because those men are usually narcissists. I really needed a man that was loving, that was kind, that was consistent, and that made me feel safe.
That's why it's essential to play while you have the advantage, not when it's too late.
Most men don't want a independent, strong woman. That is a fact. I'm almost willing to say all.
Nah, that's it.
I ain't gonna say that.
Go ahead.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that because the word independent means I don't need you, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Yes, look it up. Yes, it does.
And we as men just want to be left alone too. The only difference is most of us don't regret it later on.
I
need
it.
They don't need. That is a defense mechanism. It is out of habit. It is out of I have to do this. Independent, strong women do not want to do that. They want to rest. They want to be.
Let's break down that an independent woman is actually just a functioning human adult.
No, she's
that is the
not.
dumbest I've ever heard.
Person.
In the rent, you got your own car and your own apartment. Yes, I'm 28. Okay, I don't need you to get up. Okay, me, I'm about to blow my top off.
These arguments are one of the reasons we are single, to avoid headaches.
Everybody else feeling so frustrated with the fact that they're single. Like, I understand that it's God's timing, and when I tell you I trust in that man with my whole life, I mean it. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm still frustrated about it. And if I'm being vulnerable, I'm so frustrated. And I know I can't be the only one. Or are your standards too high? Or like all the other things that people tell you. Because I have faith in people. I know that there's wonderful people out there. I'm not saying that the dating scene is trash or anything, because I know that there's wonderful people.
Yes, love and respect to all men out there.
I think social media has clouded a lot of things and made it more difficult for people to find authentic relationships. But I think that there's wonderful, wonderful people out there.
People are always like, being single is so much fun. Being single is so much fun. Enjoy your singleness, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, is it really? Is it really fun? Because I ain't had fun in like 3 years. I feel like being single is fun when you're like fresh off a breakup or you've been in a long-term relationship and now you're single and you're, you know, getting your time and healing and all that stuff. That's when it's fun. When you've been single year after year after year, no relationship, it is not fun.
That's what happens. They enjoy the temporary single life, but when the years pass, they regret taking men for granted.
I'm ready to wrap this up. Or maybe it's more fun when you're younger being single, but as you get older, it doesn't become fun anymore. And I feel like the longer you are single, when it is time for you to transition in a relationship with someone, it's a hard transition.
But if a man works on himself well, no matter how old he is, it doesn't change a thing.
Because you've been single for so long and so used to your own like selfish ways. And now you're like, I have to reinvent myself now because I'm in a relationship. So I wouldn't use the word fun. I don't think I'm having fun.
Finding a single, as in not in a relationship man with these 5 things: car, job, clean record, own crib, and no kids is literally hard. I've been taking notes. I have yet to find one. Okay. And I agree.
So as a man who fits this description of having all 5, I'm about to buy my second house, which ultimately is my third house, but it'll be the second one I own at one time. Have a job, clean record, have to have a clean record for my job. No kids, house, car. Got it, right?
So this is basically the kind of man they want. Let's see what he wants.
So what I always say to this is, what's the rest of the list? What are the other requirements? Because that is more than likely going to be what makes it a little more difficult, is those other things. I know plenty of men who don't have children, have their own place, got a job, clean record, great credit, the whole 9. So that's not the problem. Okay, when y'all sit there and try to make this out like this is so hard to find, I have to look at the other context of, is it those 5 things, or is it those 5 things plus some of the other things that you're wanting to require?
That's an interesting observation. And what he meant by it is that some people always want more, no matter what.
You ever hear women say, I am single by choice? It doesn't make any sense. Trust me, I know. By the end of this video, you'll know the truth behind women who say they're staying single by choice. So, the man she desires doesn't want her. She can't find men who earn enough for the lifestyle she wants while still having to work and pay significant bills. This woman is average at best, and the men she thinks she can get when she steps out with her BBL, lip injections, breast implants, excessively long lashes, Japanese cherry blossom body spray, everyday waist trainer, lace front, double chin, and French manicure only care to increase her body count. Be cautious of women who are self-improving. They will continue to bust it open. Once she's qualified for you, she'll have her preferred sex position, flowers, restaurants, deal breakers, and at least 10,000 followers. So, translation, I'm until Mr. Right comes.
So a way to cope with it is to pretend she's the one not interested. Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.